Hey guys, it's Polish Peter, and I wanted to record a short little live video here with you guys because I mentioned something earlier in the post today about New Year's resolutions and how they don't typically work and why it's basically it doesn't work, in today's world. Because if you think about it, what we see is at the end of January, sometimes at the end of February, the resolutions basically disappear. So if you guys know me, I'm a coach. I do a lot of stuff with mindset, limiting beliefs, and things like that. So I wanted to sit down on this Facebook Live because I'm getting a lot of stuff from my coaching students about what's going on, what's happening, and some of them are rocking things out, and some of them are not performing the way they wanted to. So this particular little Facebook Live, I wanted to talk about why the New Year's resolutions don't work and why people are not basically reaching their goals. And a lot of it has to do with what's going on up here. And that means it's about the limiting beliefs, what's behind those 2 years, and what the mindset is about and what we actually focus on. Because if you look at the how people operate in the world is, let's take something, for example, like going to the gym, right? So come January 1st, you look at and say, okay, I need to go start working on the gym, and you set a goal that you're going to lose X number of pounds, and sometimes maybe you even set it up for by when and what you're going to be doing and that kind of stuff. And a lot of times those goals are pretty audacious, right? They are pretty big as far as like what you want to do. And then what ends up happening, you start going for a little while, and after the little while, basically fall off. Why is that? Why does that happen that after a certain while, you end up falling off the subject and not actually reaching your goals? And the reason for that is because we're focusing on the behavior. And what ends up happening is the behavior might work for a little while, but after that little while, what happens is that your belief hasn't changed. And what happens is that since your belief didn't change, you keep thinking like, well, I guess it doesn't work for me. It's not going to work for me that way. And before you know it, you fall off the wagon, right? So what needs to change in order for you to actually make things happen? And a lot of it has to do with the, hey, Sean, dude, how are you, man? Long time no see. It's good to see you here. And one of the things, the reason for that is, and Del, how are you, Del? Good to see you. And so the thing is, we need to start looking at focusing on the belief and changing that belief system and the meaning that we apply to our beliefs. Because what happens is that since we are focusing on the behavior, that goes for a while, and then we see a little bit of a result, and that result is not really getting us what we were trying to do, what we thought was going to be doing. Hi, Kathy. And what happens is we don't get the result as good as we wanted to, and so I guess the behavior didn't really work, and then we go back to the same old vicious circle, right? Same old stuff, and then it doesn't work. So when we change the actual belief about ourselves, when we look at the label, the meaning that we have about us, about ourselves, then guess what? The behavior is going to get altered, and the result is going to get altered a little bit, and that will reinforce that belief. And that new vicious circle is actually working in your favor. It's actually helping you get what you want. Because when you start changing that belief, and you start going, hi Kathy, and you start going and changing that whole entire vicious circle, you start becoming more confident. You start reaching the new goals, and you start doing new things. And then things are actually working. So I want, for those of you guys who are watching the video, if you have any questions, post your questions in the comments. I want to answer them because I want to make sure that you guys are clear. Hi Marty, how are you? And start posting questions in there and let me know what you think about this. And here's the thing. How do we actually change the belief about ourselves? Well, one of the reasons that we do is we have to change the meaning, the label that we attach to ourselves. So let me give you an example. If you are going to the gym and you are trying to lose weight and you go for a little while and you don't see the results that you're looking to get, what ends up happening is your belief kicks in, right? And it's like, well, I guess I'm not good enough. I guess I'm never going to reach that goal, or whatever it might be. So you say something to yourself in your head that is basically proving to you why this is not going to work. You with me? So what needs to happen? You need to reframe that belief, that view, that meaning that you have about yourself or about that particular action or about that circumstance that's going to actually help you reach that goal. And when you do that, guess what? Your behavior is going to start getting altered, right? Because now if you believe in yourself that I can totally direct this out, I'm actually, a very confident person, or I'm whatever the case may be, what you're going to start doing is your behavior is going to start changing. And when behavior changes, that results are going to get started altered, right? And then reinforces that belief. And it's that circle keeps going on around. So I wanted to get on this, there is obviously a lot more to it. And I have this conversation with my coaching students. And we dive a little bit deeper, because this is a 5-minute conversation. But I wanted to break this out to you because most people are focusing on the behavior. And when you focus on the behavior, guess what? Nothing changes. And that's why you fall off the wagon a lot of times. Focus on the belief, the label, the meaning. Alter that. And then things are going to start happening. By the way, that also means that you have to take action, right? Because without action, nothing happens, right? And one of the things that I always talk about, I got this from Tony, and I love this particular quote. I'm going to put this out here, is where focus goes, energy flows, right? So when you change your focus and you go on to the outcome, you look at actually the belief system, and you look at that, your focus changes, it shifts. Your focus shifts, and then you are actually changing the behavior around it. So, for anybody that is wanted to have a more elaborate conversation with me, if you're up for it, private message me within the Facebook here, or just send me a text wherever you're seeing me, not text, private message on that particular area, and let me know, and we can sit down and have a conversation, like a free coaching conversation actually, that I'm looking to bring more people actually into my own mastermind that I have. And but I want to make sure these are the right types of people, but I'm open to having the conversation with you. So I'll ask you a few questions, and then we'll if you want to actually change the belief about yourself in that particular area, to actually start taking action and making things happen, that's when it starts. And for those of you who are my students, for those of you who have experienced having conversations with me, you know that this stuff works, and it's pretty cool. So again, change the belief, change the mindset, alter that. Not so much change, because when we start focusing on changing something, it doesn't really work, right? But when we alter it, when we reframe it, when we make a shift, right? When we transform that belief, then things start changing. So again, this is Polish Peter from Immigrant Masters Unite. And if you have any questions, post them underneath the Facebook Live here underneath this video, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you, either after this podcast, and maybe we'll create another video next week and do another Facebook Live, and keep those things going, because I love having an impact on people's lives. So thank you guys for giving me this opportunity to, for listening to it, for those of you who listen on this. And again, like I said, if you have something where you have the belief that is kind of stopping you from not reaching your goals, private message me on Facebook, and if you are the right fit, we can have a coaching conversation that I'm actually going to do for free with you, to alter that belief so you can rock things out. Because I truly believe that every single person in the world has all the resources and all the power and all the things that they can do to make things happen in their life. So if you're that kind of person, let me know, and I can't wait to see, maybe do another Facebook Live in the next week. All right? Thanks, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.